our folk music roots. I attended a most interesting day-long festival at the NCPA, the National Center of the Performing Arts, exploring the roots of our folk music in some of the states of India. It was a very enlightening for me, not only to come face to face with some of the well-known folk singers of our country, but also to realize how popular they are in their own regions, such as Malini Awasthi ji of Uttar Pradesh, who sang songs of people, songs of marriages, songs of relationships, and she told us that Shramgeet were actually songs of work. They were not songs of caste as was being made out by some people. And it was eye-opening for me to see her, to hear her sing a Maithili song, she said, reflected the rhythm of the load carriers at railway stations. Honestly, I could imagine them half running, half walking to the rhythmic song as she sang. The beauty of folk music, really. And one thing that is common among all these popular folk singers is the power and the reach of their voices and the clarity of their enunciation. Like Hema ji, Hema Desai of the Ashit and Hema Desai duo of Gujarati folk music, a very popular duo. Hema ji is a very diminutive, slender figure, but she has a loud and melodic voice which is surprising for someone who appears so small. And her husband Ashit ji tells us that folk music has an essential monotony, a rhythm. I hadn't thought of it like that. A rhythm that people can easily imitate. The songs do not have an antara. So actually the folk songs look for a kind of monotony so that they can communicate better. And because many folk singers are not educated, nor are their audiences. But as Hema ji says, they are educated in the University of Life. Zindagi की यूनिवर्सिटी में उन्होंने अपनी शिक्षा पाई है. Looking around me in the audience at the NCPA, at the National Center, I noticed that most of the audience was middle-aged. Many of them were as old as me. I could see few young faces. And I felt, listening to this wonderful, treasure house of India's culture and art and folk music, that what folk music perhaps needs, like the Ghazal, Zamana, some years ago when it was made popular for Jagjit Singh and others with new instrumentation, that for the new generation, folk music probably requires something like bhajan clubbing or bhajan jamming that has taken the new generation by storm, something that captures their imagination. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. I could just imagine how this kind of popular presentation would send people wild. Listening, for instance, to the young lady of Bihar, Chandan Tiwari ji, who sang hypnotic songs, river songs, songs of the Ganga, songs of myth and legend that every member of the audience knows and responds to.
विदेश को
was equally fascinated to hear the Bengali singing traditions of Jhumur, presented by Ratnabali Bose-ji of the Dharicha Foundation. Ratnabali ji offered a glimpse of the emotions of the heart in her PowerPoint presentation that one can recognize even 1000 years later today. One Jhumur folk song which she played expresses jealousy, asking, "Where were you at work today, unfaithful lover?" And this sentiment was expressed nearly 1000 years ago when she did not find her lover working in the rice fields one day, but it could have been today.
Asam deser nanir ghor pani gire go jhor jhor Sukna pualer ghor pani gire go jhor jhor Muthay pota dekhol tara dil dhadke Hai go mor dil dhadke
Legendary Chhattisgarhi folk singer Rakesh Tiwari ji offered an interesting point of view. Again, everything was interesting for me. He said, untrained singers singing out of key actually sound like a kind of harmony. Brilliant thought. A new perspective for me. That is why folk singers don't necessarily need trained voices. They need powerful voices which can reach the audience right up to the back row. And in their lyrics, in the folk songs, the contemporary references they have, like for instance in his song, one of the songs he sang, Ram ka ticket, Ram is booking a ticket. In the song, Kaisi Rail Banai. They make the folk song connect with people. He has satire songs on vegetables, sabziyan, joker songs on bhajiyas, or amusing songs on how to steer an aeroplane like a motor car. So these songs reach the heart of the average audience, the Aam Aadmi, because they are familiar everyday situations in their lives.
तोर सिद्धि मंतर लमारे रही बे बैगा बने बांधे रही बे बैगा बांधे रही बेगा जोतला फूके लाया वै चटिया मटिया.
I must tell you, I was particularly delighted to meet and listen to Nandesh Vitthal Lumap and hear his range of energetic Maharashtrian folk songs. He came up to me and told me, and I was so delighted and surprised and happy that many years ago, as a young lad, he took part in the chorus of the Shambharik Kharolika, or the Magic Lantern show, created by the Patwardhan brothers at the Surabhi Foundation Alamgara Festival, our Surabhi Foundation's Alamgara Festival in Mumbai, which we did in association with the Textile Ministry, Government of India, the Ford Foundation, the Times of India. So Alamgara is the beauty of ornamentation, and Nandesh has great enactment skills and, needless to say, a very, very powerful voice. And he sang in that chorus for the creation of the Shambharik Kharolika. And after seeing Nandesh Vitthal Lumap, I felt energized myself. I thought, how wonderful if we could recreate the Shambharik Kharolika or the Magic Lantern show again today for the people of India. Interestingly, at that time, the BBC made a short film on the Shambharik Kharolika featuring a few well-known people who had come for our show, and they were posing with the Magic Lantern and the Patwardhan brothers, people like Yash Chopra ji and Kiran Shantanam ji, they came to attend Aswarabhi Foundation show in Mumbai, and I was there too. So we have much to look forward to, don't we? Keep watching, keep discovering, keep subscribing to Siddharth Speaks, because we shall meet soon. Namaskar. मैं हूँ सिद्धार्थ।